Hello, welcome. My name is Oriana, so nice to meet you or welcome back. These Monologues with God videos are rooted in the calling to speak more beyond storytelling and beyond the performance. Everything has a purpose, but obviously, this is more my personality, one on one, and where I really want to touch base on a lot of subjects that are currently happening on society and our culture and on this world. And part of my mission is to more than create conversations, plant seeds and to put myself out there and stop hiding. I think when I witness certain people on YouTube, one of them is like a Freya Ray. I see her and I'm like, first inspired, and second shocked and intimidated in a good way because I see their beauty, I see what they're building, and I see the fearlessness of embodying their calling and their purpose without caring about anybody what they are going to say, and creating their businesses and following their calling and answering to the light within. And that leads me to the message that I want to share in this episode, which is AI is the greatest equalizer. I didn't come up with this. It was from the Tony Robbins and Dean masterclass that they did about AI, but they kept saying AI is the greatest equalizer of them all. And that's worth saying here, because when I see Freya, I'm like look at her. It's so courageous. She's talking about spirituality. A lot of people look down upon that. Not as much as many as it used to be, but it takes courage. And she's building her business, her dream life, and she's not pushing away her beauty, her fashion, any of it. And then I'm like, this is why technology is so important. Women or underdogs, if you're a man, or if you're a minority, or you always felt different, technology and AI and YouTube and social media is giving us a beautiful opportunity to craft a life that is authentic. And AI is the greatest equalizer of them all. I have recently gone through a realization where I'm like, why am I even trying to belong to companies that is not like they are doing something wrong on this planet Earth, or like something that is like detrimental? No, not that we know, but these companies have created structures and they have power games and classes in between. And if you want to grow within the company, you need to do this and that, or you need seniority, and you need to wait a long time to get that within that structure. And then I'm like, why am I even trying? Not because I'm not capable, not because the company is the one to blame, but is it my calling? Or am I distracting myself from what I really need to do, which is create something myself, where I'm not depending on an external source, where I just get to dress however I want, say whatever I want, and not wait to be given full choice to do something or not to do something, to create something or not to create something. And might as well create my own door instead of knocking other companies' doors. And then it also led me to the fact, wow, I always feel so rejected by these companies that they don't understand my vision, or why has it never worked out for me? And then it's like, it's not meant to work out for you because you're meant to do it differently. You're meant to, like Freya, do your own thing and set the example so people realize, oh, I don't need to go through the usual door. I get to build my own door, and I get to be a full blossoming creative artist professional that created their own ecosystem, and I don't need to wait for somebody to give me that. I can create that with the help of so many beautiful tools. So this means we're dismantling all the structures in this society that are outdated and probably maybe they work for some decades and all in between, but not anymore. Every company is facing the harsh truth that the world is changing, and that they're gonna have to up level. And then I want to invite you, if you're watching this video, to really see what's really happening in already existing companies, where it's clear that most of the bosses or creators or founders and CEOs of these companies are getting acquaintance with AI and most likely will fire most of their employees. That doesn't mean they're villains. That just means they want to run with the wave of the times and they want to save money. So they are fearlessly getting educated to fire a lot of people within their companies. And I know I don't say this to be negative, but it's just a fact. I was telling him, my beloved lover, it's like, I can see that the company is not inviting me more in because they are just figuring things out and they're gonna lay off a lot of people. And then it's like, I can see that AI is imminent and might as well, instead of getting upset at the company, might as well do your thing and liberate yourself and build a business where you don't even have to get to the level of these companies, where you get to create your AI agent rooted in humanity, in the love of God, and create an enterprise, a business where you're doing what you came here to do. And then when you do seek to hire people, it comes from so much awareness, and then you're incentivizing entrepreneurship rather than the old paradigm of all business. And I don't know if entrepreneurship is for everyone. What I do know is about following your calling. And I mean, if you're watching this video, obviously maybe your calling, I cannot assume, but could be entrepreneurship. So we're being invited to dress how we want and do business how we want and express how we really want to express. And there are no more rules. And that's the thing. We get to follow the light of God within, to really trust our instincts and a higher nature instead of animalistic nature where we're hurting people. And we get to trust the compass of values and priorities. And I think that's the flaw of humanity, right? And at the original sin, and at the same time, there's so much beauty in us, but we can all come from different places when experiencing to do what's right and not to do what's wrong. And I think that's the dilemma of how to perceive these forces. But that's all I wanted to say for now. I want to keep speaking about these subjects, and there's so many things that come into my mind on a day-to-day basis, ideas, thoughts that I know it's time for me to honor and